Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rising Hawk Tarot. So this is my first time posting a video that isn't tarot related. So some of you may know, and if anybody on YouTube is not aware, I do have a Facebook group, a private group, Rising Hawk Tarot and Spiritual Group. You can go and look that up on Facebook, but I do daily readings every day, Monday to Friday, in that group. And I was talking a lot this week about the eclipse that is coming up on Sunday. And one of the people in the group asked if I could maybe make a video giving a little bit more information about the eclipse and kind of the astrology that's going on at that time. So this is that video. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been kind of going on in the astrology this week leading up to the eclipse. Then I will talk about the eclipse itself. And then then I have a little short meditation that you can do for the eclipse as well. And then also keep watch because I'm also going to post another video of another meditation that is intended for 3 days after the eclipse, just to help clear out any residual energy. All right, well, let's get into the astrology that's been leading up to this eclipse. So on September 1st, retrograde Saturn returned to Pisces, and it will finish up its transit in Pisces on like in February, February 13th. So while this retrograde Saturn is in Pisces, this is a time for assessing whether our systems are working regarding how we manage our downtime, our approach to spirituality, and how we exercise compassion. And so, from September 1st to February 13th, we may be trying to tie up any loose ends in this regard. Then on September 2nd, so the very next day, we had Mercury move into Virgo, which will be enhancing our ability for logical thinking, critical analysis, and practical organization, which is going to bring focus on details and discernment. This alignment can bring a period of grounded decision making and self-improvement because intellect becomes sharper and communication becomes more precise. It's also a great time for decluttering, establishing routines, and implementing practical strategies for personal growth and achieving goals. Then on the day after that, September 3rd, Jupiter formed a trine with the north node of the moon, which points to a willingness to grow, learn, improve, develop, and move past our fears. We are ready to embrace new methods and attitudes, leaving behind those that no longer serve our growth. Jupiter encourages us to embrace our visions, and its trine to the north node helps us balance our vision with intuition. So our consciousness is well developed, and we want to help others at this time. Also in this time, we're more inclined than usual to believe in the power of working in groups. This transit also increases our desire to connect with like-minded people or those who can help us push us in the direction of our growth and improvement. We might form relationship with others who broaden our horizons, expand our minds or worldviews, or deepen our personal philosophy. At this time, we seek more meaning in life. It's a great time for publishing, community involvement, teaching, guiding, and learning. Harmonizing through shared ideas and ideals can be very strong at this time. Then on the 6th of September, Uranus is Uranus, sorry, however you pronounce it, Uranus turns retrograde. So that will be tomorrow. Uranus turns retrograde in the sign of Gemini. I am a Gemini. And we will remain retrograde. It will remain retrograde there until February the 3rd, although it will return to the sign of Taurus in November. But in the meantime, this cycle is a time for a more conservative approach to pursuing our goals. With Uranus retrograde, our desire for change turns inward, prompting us to identify what might be holding us back from living more spontaneously and authentically. This is a less rebellious time where we tend to follow the rules, at least on the surface of things. However, as the shift occurs in this week of the retrograde turn, the Uranian energy can become heavier and more apparent, leading to some tension in certain areas. Uh, so it's important to remember that this tension is temporary and it will ease as we adapt to the directional change. So, again, some of this, like the Uranus retrograde and Gemini, this is actually this energy because it is making us turn inward. We are looking at our goals and pushing past our fears with that, Jupiter in the North Node, and all that kind of stuff. This energy is actually going to help us with the energy of this eclipse. So now let's get into the energy of the eclipse itself. Right? So the full moon occurs at 12:09 p.m. Mountain Time on September 7th. As the sun in Virgo forms an opposition to the moon in Pisces. So the full moon is always a time of culmination and the promise of fulfillment of that which we started at the new moon. It can be an emotional time, a time of romance, fertilization, and relationships. Um, there can also be, with any new moon, but especially this one, there can be inflated feelings. So it's wise to sit with them for a bit before we take action on them. So again, this full moon is also a lunar eclipse, and it is the third eclipse of a set that was occurring along the Virgo Pisces axis that started back in September of 2024, and this runs until February of 2027. As the third set in this sign, the September eclipse can serve as another prompt, nudge, or push to make improvements in Virgo and Pisces ruled areas in our charts. And feelings of discontent can magnify at this time. So this eclipse is going to affect people with personal planets of the signs Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces the most. So if you have any of those four signs in your chart, especially in your top three, you are probably going to really feel the effects of this eclipse more so than other people. Now, lunar eclipses are relationship oriented. They tend to elicit like a crisis of lack or a time when we suddenly realize a great need or want. So the impact of the crisis can sever relationships, but it can also bring two people together with a sudden awareness of a great need for each other. So again, relationship things can go on during this eclipse. And although lunar eclipses are more relationship oriented than solar eclipses, they are not always about relationships between two people. They can trigger awareness of our need in other areas of our life, such as our relationship to work, to our health, to our bodies, and so forth. Um, So this is a time when things come to light, things that have been brewing under the surface. So again, these are not new things. They are just things that have been buried deep that are starting to come out now. So when a full moon occurs, we can suddenly burst forth with proclamation and outpours that seem fresh and new, simply because they're not rationalized yet. And a lunar eclipse is a more potent full moon, and its effects tend to last even longer. So many believe that the effects of the eclipse can last up to 6 months. And so, because lunar eclipse are about relationships and polarities, with the Virgo Pisces axis involved, this lunar eclipse presses us to look more closely at our needs, lacks, and wants. We are encouraged to find a balance between day-to-day functions and routines, physical health, and the need for order, which is represented by the Virgo sign. But balance that with vision, spiritual health, disorder, and the infinite, which is the Pisces energy. So Virgo rules the techniques and tools that we use in day-to-day life, where Pisces rules the tools and techniques that we use to deal with our spiritual selves. So the key to balance lies in identifying and expressing our spiritual needs while maintaining order in our everyday lives. Neglecting either end of this axis will ultimately backfire. We would either be living in a constant state of chaos or excessive order. So, a crisis of sorts, which can be a crisis of conscience or a sudden awareness of a lack in our lives, provides us with the golden opportunity to explore our emotional needs within the context of the house polarity where the eclipse occurs in our natal charts. Now, at some point, I am going to put out probably a one day like mini course kind of thing on finding out where everything sits, what houses everything is in, but I'm not going to get into that in this video today. So, but anyway, so relationships at this time during this eclipse, relationships can be challenged, broken, or strengthened dramatically shortly afterwards. So our discoveries are emotionally charged and dramatic. And epiphanies are likely to happen at this time as we become more aware of our lack. So this understanding can propel us towards affirmative action. However, it's important to note that we're temporarily in the dark during an eclipse, right? So, and we're seeing another area of our life as if we're looking at it through a magnifying glass. It's slightly distorted. We don't yet have the full picture. So this perspective does help us ultimately, but in the end, it helps to remember that, during the eclipse, we are still missing something, and it's important to defer judgment on things until after the eclipse is over. So full moon and lunar eclipses bring issues into our lives to fulfillment. So our emotions are heightened, and there is often some sort of drama involved with the house sign and any connected planets activated by the full moon. So the areas of life activated by the eclipse may see dramatic turns, after which, though, the path is cleared to move forward. When this happens at this time, just remember that nothing is really new. The issues have been brewing up inside us, and these emotions have been building. But something comes to light at the time of the lunar eclipse. And if we get in touch with our emotions, and we can get a better idea of what needs to change or what needs to go. So the lunar eclipse in Pisces is also bound to thrust us into a state of heightened awareness. The Pisces is all about that psychic connection, that spiritual connection. Um, So it's a time to take special note of your dreams, as well as insights or thoughts and emotions that seem to come out of nowhere, those thoughts that seem to come out of the blue. These could be creatively inspiring. Also, it's important to note that the range of emotions that Pisces registers is extraordinary. And this could be a time when we feel that enormous range of emotion. Around the time of the eclipse, the idealistic side of us comes out full speed ahead. Some of us may be irritable, and you won't know exactly why. Others will be moved towards romantic declarations or revelations. And still others will be walking around in kind of a daze, seeing only what they want to see while their common sense is temporarily eclipsed. But with Virgo, we are acutely aware. So with Virgo, we are acutely aware of imperfections. We see the flaws around us and perhaps become very tense and irritable, or we work hard to try and fix them. To the Pisces, however, imperfection is beauty. And at the time of the eclipse, we may suddenly see this Piscean light. So we may actually look at some of our imperfections and see the beauty in them. And again, with the Pisces Virgo axis involved, health or work issues also might come up, as well as the ability to set boundaries to the amount of service that we render to other people. Situations that test our faith or magnify our fears and doubts may be part of the big picture. Also, with the eclipse, secrets may be revealed, and these can include discovering secrets of our own nature from deep within. We may discover that we need more rest or attention to our spiritual nature than we are currently allowing ourselves. So this is a time when lunar energy emerges and is most powerful. It's a time when we can tap into our more idealistic, imaginative, and visionary nature. Our hearts open up, and issues of trust and faith are definitely in focus. And any decisions made now are emotionally driven. Then with the full moon that night after the eclipse, uh, this can symbolically, this, I would say like there could be illumination that occurs after the eclipse. However, these new feelings and relationships are emotional ones, as there is a sense of emotions, like I said, bursting forth into our consciousness. And it's time to express ourselves and to let things out of our systems. Of course, we are going to have to exercise care while doing so, knowing that what is coming out of us right now is very new, very raw, and not particularly rational yet. So this is a time to clear up past patterns that have been holding us back from personal fulfillment. We might open ourselves up to possibilities, examining the emotions that push to the surface, but finalizing plans should probably be saved for another time. Again, I would say at least 3 days after the eclipse. Whew, okay, so that is it. That's why I've been talking about this eclipse all week because, again, there is so much to it. And again, there's going to be a lot that does come up for people. But I always say, like, when we're prepared, it is so much easier to handle these things as they come up. Now, it's not recommended to do any rituals during an eclipse. However, meditation, self-reflection, and journaling are recommended. So I am going to be doing a small lunar eclipse meditation with you now. And then again, I'll also be posting an energy cleansing meditation for 3 days after the eclipse. But let's get started with this meditation for the lunar eclipse in Pisces. Start by closing your eyes and getting into a comfortable position. Virgo rules the earthly realm, while the opposite sign of Pisces rules the spiritual plane. The full moon brings together these two signs and their unique energies in a harmonious blend. In this meditation, we will do the same. Immerse yourself in this moment. Inhale deeply through your nose, and as you exhale, allow your body to relax. Take a couple deep breaths, inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Encouraging both your mind and your body to find a balanced blend. Now allow your breath to find a natural rhythm of its own. Your breath connects you with the full moon above. The full moon in Pisces brings with it a lunar eclipse. Pisces is said to be a beacon for spiritual awakening. This moon brings a wave of heightened intuition and asks us to pay close attention to dreams, signs, and those gut feelings. Take another deep breath here, in through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. As the moon reaches its fullest phase, it illuminates the hidden corners of our psyche, urging us to confront unresolved emotions and clear the energetic blocks that hold us back. Pisces inspires emotional vulnerability, a cosmic invitation to explore the depths of your soul. It's the perfect time for emotional release and healing. To honor and welcome what rises to the surface. A seed cannot sprout and bloom when we do not allow it to break through. The corn moon marks a peak of the lunar cycle, a time to reflect on the seeds that you've sown throughout the year, and to honor the growth before you. So take a moment here to pause, to reflect on all the progress that you have made over this past year. Today we honor the harvest that surrounds you, embracing everything in your life, growing alongside your accomplishments and setbacks. The Pisces moon initiates a season of renewal, an energy that is both gentle and transformative, a harmonious blend. Take a moment to sit in gratitude for all that you have achieved, and to release anything from the past that has failed to grow, and to welcome a new chapter as the soil is once again turned. The harvest moon reminds us that planting, growing, healing, and harvesting is a journey, not a destination. Now start to bring your mind back into your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, and then gently start to shift your arms and legs. And when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes. All right, I hope you enjoyed that short meditation. Again, like I said, I will be posting another meditation that is intended for 3 days after the eclipse. So I hope everybody, takes care of their energy, practice lots of self-love, lots of self-care at this time. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help the channel out, and I really do appreciate it. Bye for now.